Okay.
Well, it's not George Norrie and it's not Coast to Coast, but my name is Bobby and this is Matt, and we're serving Fringe toast.
Yep. Today we're recapping our fun adventure last weekend. After we did that interview that you guys saw, we stayed around and they invited us to do a fun little ghost hunt, and we're going to talk about that. I've got some videos that I'm going to show from that too up there.
I can't explain how much fun it was, guys.
It
I
was
can't wait
phenomenal.
for you to learn about it for real, for real.
So I am amazed. I don't know about you. I am blown away at how much work goes into setting that stuff up. It took forever.
50% of our time on site was devoted to setting up. And that, yeah, that was mind blowing. And another thing, like just getting familiar with the equipment, getting to see the equipment that they use, and learning about that was a great experience. And maybe the fact that we were kind of training, that lended itself to a longer setup time than typical. Maybe that's true. Well, we
I,
don't.
I think so.
Until we get a couple of these under our belt, I don't think we're going to be able to really assess the percentage of time that it takes for setup comparatively to time that you get to spend investigating what's going on around you.
That's a valid point. He did say though that it took longer than normal for them to set up. So
Well, I mean, we did have some technical difficulties with those wireless cameras.
some new stuff that he's playing with that he had to set up. So yeah.
So it's a trial and error type of thing. It's a practice,
Well,
so to speak.
So let's talk about some of that technology. The one that I loved was that camera, the motion capture camera they had, the thermal thing. Mm-hmm. That I love that. Did you get to see the video from that thing?
Yes, I did.
Oh my god,
The well,
creepy.
I forget what the name of it was for real, but I mean, you guys are you just heard the podcast, so I'm sure that you'll allude to that. Plus, I think don't you have some footage that you're going to be sharing as well?
I got the video they took, they live streamed. I'm gonna pull in here and show you guys what we caught on that camera. One of the things we caught on that. There was another one that didn't get video of when we first walked into the cinder block room, the room we don't speak about.
The ones that they don't speak about.
Yeah, Voldemort's room, as we so lovingly call it. That was creepy. We got in there, and I love the fact that we got in there, and there was that person in the chair, and then they disappeared,
Right.
and then we couldn't get you on the camera when you sat down in the chair.
Yeah, that's very bizarre.
That was creepy because it was picking everybody else up.
Well, I don't know. I felt like everybody was kind of looking at this thing like it was dangerous. Initially, I felt like this was a dangerous thing, but I think eventually everybody came to the terms that if this was an entity, that it wasn't there to harm anyone. And I really went in probably maybe shouldn't have had so much confidence.
Maybe, I don't know. I did run after the wall crawler we had, so
Yes, you did.
I don't know if that was safe either.
But we were like toddlers. And they're trying to have this serious investigation, and we're like, look at all these brand new toys. Oh man.
It wasn't even toys. It was the guy, the thing. I don't know what it was, but it was a thing that crawled up the wall and across the ceiling that was freaking me out. When I put my hand up, the cold that was there for a split second till it disappeared. That was weird to me.
I wonder later on that night you experienced the same thing with the temperatures changing very, very close to you. And I wonder if that was the same entity, if or what. Coming back to say hello again.
Probably. We didn't have the thermal camera available at the time when that was happening.
Everybody was gone at that point.
It was yeah.
I think the ladies had gone down to the room in which we would not talk about, or whatever they called it. And Michael had gone outside to check on some cameras or something or another out there. So we were there alone with Laura, who is their team's like she's their lookout from the perspective of their security cameras. So she's monitoring all of these cameras that are live throughout the whole facility and seeing if she sees anything out of the normal. Yeah, freaking fun experience. I will say that the during the podcast when we were sitting down recording the interview that we just had with that you guys just seen with Fox Family Paranormal, towards the end of the interview, you see me react to something that I seen over to my right, which was I had a couple of different experiences, but there was definitely something that darted between.
And that was the room that the wall crawler came into, and as well as the lady in the chair.
Right,
The other lady in the chair.
Do you think it was a lady?
I think it was. I think the one that we caught, that I have the video up on here, the one that was tied to the chair, I hardly think that was a lady. You can see the outline of a female figure in that video.
Okay.
It's cold, but she's tied to the chair, and she was responding when we'd ask her to do things, moving certain limbs, moving her head. It wasn't residual. It was definitely active. Intelligent. There's the word.
Yeah.
Couldn't brain.
Well, it's just a matter of like, I don't know. I say that because I watched the paranormal shows before. It's an intelligent being. It's an intelligent entity or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I know. I didn't have that experience. It seems like you were really attacking that situation.
Well, as soon as I found out that there was women there, it kind of hit me on a different nerve.
Well, I'm sure it did, because you're coming around or whatever. The whole time that you guys were dealing with the ceiling crawler and then the lady in the chair, I was over in the corner. I don't know if you knew that or not, but I was filming over there, filming you doing your thing.
I didn't know that.
And while I was over there, I heard a lady's voice right behind me say, "Hello."
Really?
Yeah.
That's creepy.
And one of the members of the team, Michelle. Yes, I want to say it was Michelle. She was very close to me, but I asked her, "Hey, did you just say hello?" And she's like, "No." I said, "I just heard someone say hello." Well, her immediate reaction was to ask everybody. So that was kind of a learning experience for me because I guess the whole point, you have to make sure that you're ruling out what it can and cannot be.
Yeah.
So even if you do feel a little bit clumpy, bringing up something like someone saying hello to you, then it's important that you do so. Or when you get lightheaded. When we were down in the basement.
After I got touched, I damn near passed out. Something touched my left arm, and then I got super dizzy and lightheaded.
And now down in the basement, that's where we got introduced to another piece of technology that I have seen used on numerous occasions, and was always interested in seeing one used. They were using it though with an app from Huff Paranormal on YouTube. The guy that owns that YouTube channel built an app that kind of simulates a ghost box.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't know. The weird part to me was when we were down in the bar area, when it was the VA. It kept saying my name.
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
It did say your name a lot, but and maybe I wonder if I guess we'll learn if we continue to do investigations, if we continue to use that app or whatever, if that's a common occurrence.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't feel good about it at all.
I wasn't a fan of that one either. Just kind of the way it was scanning to me was weird.
Artificial.
Yeah.
I felt like I'd like to see that thing used with like a ghost box attached to it, though, where it's scanning through FM frequency, and I mean, all of this is of what you make it. But that's one thing that I witnessed that maybe I'd like to see a different side of it. I'd like to see more of it and from a different source.
So I think we're both in agreement that we're definitely going to hit up some more of these.
Oh, absolutely.
Definitely.
With all of my being, I'm interested in doing it again. And because if it's bringing me more and more clarity into what I believe.
Yeah.
And for better or worse, I suppose you could say.
So changing gears for just a second. I know they were talking in the interview about protecting us and not bringing anything home with us.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like anything followed me from there. How about you?
No.
I think everything there kind of stayed where it was and left us alone.
Yeah, no, I didn't fit. The only thing that the only thing that I noted since our departure from the site there was when we left, I didn't realize how tired I was.
Yes.
Until I got in the car, because I was running on adrenaline. My adrenaline was really pumping through this whole thing and learning new stuff and being really excited to be there. I didn't realize how tired I was until I sat down in that car. When I sat down in that car and we got about a quarter mile down the road, I mean, it just hit me like a ton of bricks, almost in a supernatural way. So for a split second, I had a little concern. I was like, man, did we bring this? I feel supernaturally achy.
I felt supernaturally achy for days. I don't know if it's because I'm old or out of shape. I don't know if y'all can tell. I'm slightly fat. I'm okay with that. But nonetheless, it tore me up for days.
Yeah, I probably 2-day recovery time for me. By Sunday evening, I was feeling much better. Sunday morning, I woke up, I felt like I had been up drinking the night before.
I don't know if I was that bad, but I was definitely out of it a little bit.
But yeah, there was no consumption of alcohol or any other mind-altering substances. So all of the reactions that I had and things that were current that I experienced were within a sober mind. And as I explained on the last episode, and if you haven't watched that, go ahead and click the link now. The experiences I've had in the past have oftentimes been under the influence of one thing or another. This was completely sober-minded, no influence whatsoever. So, yeah, I think it's important that in the future, I don't think I would ever use alcohol or anything like that.
I think it would fuck up your evening, what you would see and what you could trust there.
Right.
So I want to show you some videos.
Okay.
Let's do the videos. I've been dying to show you these videos. I've had them for about 2 weeks now. You haven't watched them. I want you to see these videos.
Okay. All right, man.
You guys are going to watch them at the same time Bobby does. Hold on a minute.
I hope you're as excited as I am.
They're awesome. So the first one here, hit play on that. That's one she sent me of. That's the door in her office.
All right, it's 36 seconds long. I'm hitting play now. Not yet. Now. She's already filming the door, though. So something's been happening with this door already. Like, so it's moving. Okay, so that's pretty strong right there, man.
So little backstory on this. When she contacted me, things have been happening in that office for her for months, and she finally started videoing some of it. And that door is notorious on her for closing constantly and
Closing?
opening. Well, it'll close and it'll open. She caught it closing this time.
Well, that latch was pretty. That latch seems like it's engaging well. Here, so I'm pretty doubtful, and I'm sure we'll see more of videos like this with that same exact situation where the door is closing.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, and it can be air conditioning and things like that, right?
Right, air conditioning. The envelope of the home is compromised in some way. Maybe you. So if people don't, if you're not aware that your home has an envelope, not just your home, but any building has an envelope. As long as all of the windows and doorways are closed, then that envelope is sealed. The minute you open a door, you change the air pressure in that whole building, right? So if you have a door that's got really good hinges and can swing freely, and then you open the door on the other side of the building, that air pressure change can pull that door closed.
It can.
And
Yes.
and I've also seen tiles in buildings like the drop ceilings.
Yep.
Right. I've seen those tiles get, like, when someone opens a door, those tiles will pop up.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
Right. So the pressure change in the house can cause doors to close, and so you have the appearance that there's a paranormal thing happening here. But that video seems a little bit more legit to me, simply because of the latch, the doorknob assembly, the way that it clicked. I feel like if there wasn't some kind of energy pushing that, then it would not have engaged as well as it did.
Yep, I agree. So
So
this next one,
I'm saying, on the Oogie Boogie scale, I've been watching. I don't know if you've been watching the Osbournes. I want to believe. The
I
Osbournes.
haven't. I need to watch it.
So Jack Osbourne's got the Oogie Boogie scale. And I'm thinking that on the Oogie Boogie scale, I'm giving my personal one. I'm saying that is a solid 4. It's not going all the way up, because going all the way up is for some real.
You got to have hardcore, like.
It's got to scare me. It's got to legitimately make me Oogie Boogie.
I'll give you that. I hardly think that's a legit.
There's
video.
something going on there, but it's not. It doesn't frighten me.
So
Here's number 2.
this is number 2. This one I think is a little more believable just because of the way it happens. So I'll let you watch that one.
Okay, we got 36 seconds. You guys are watching the same thing that I am, and I'm hitting play now.
Who's here? No strings. This drawer's opening.
Got no strings to hold me down.
And it's still going. Look at that.
So
Okay,
these
and it
office
stopped.
drawers have ball bearings. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, but most of the time those are set to where it'll close smoothly, not to where it opens.
Well, it wasn't at a completely closed state whenever we first started seeing it recording. I don't know. Again, I'm not doubting the legitimacy of this. At the end of this drawer, right? Just to break down how drawers could. I have a background in furniture too, by the way.
I'm not surprised.
So on the tracks for office drawers like that, right? There's like the top track that sits on top of these wheels. It has a little hump in it. So in the fully closed position, the wheels kind of land in that little hump. Mm-hmm. You don't feel it so much when you're opening.
It's only slight, right? It's just enough to kind of stop it.
Right. It's just resting there. So it was clearly out of that state. And I'd like to see if this is if the guides for this drawer are like the ones that have the wheels on one side of the guides.
Yep. I know what
Or-
you're talking about.
Or if it's the ball bearing type, where it has this big assembly of ball bearings that kind of allow this thing. And most industrial commercial furniture, most industrial office furniture have these ball bearing type guides. So I'd be interested. Did you say that we're invited to that place? Is that what
I'm waiting to hear back. I've contacted her a couple times. It's not her office. It's actually one she works at. So she's trying to get with the owners of the building. I don't know. That last one to me, I like. I think it's a little bit more believable. But now that you're saying that with the desk drawers, and I didn't think about it.
When we first seen it, it wasn't in its fully closed position. If it was in that fully closed position, I would be more apt to believe something's going on here, because there would have to be an additional amount of force to pull it out of that resting state.
Yeah, true enough.
So, if we're Oogie Boogie scale here, I'm saying a 2, solid 2.
I'll go. Well, after listening to you, I'll go with that. I think there's more to it than I thought about with the drawers and whatnot. So that makes sense.
I mean, when it's not in that resting state, that thing is easy to move. And without us taking a look at and making sure that this furniture is set and level, I don't know that there's anything paranormal going on here. Yeah, it was the same reason why, like, I know you've heard this before, where people will report hearing, like, there's an old piano in a building, and people will report that there's, like, people are hitting keys.
Yeah.
And it's
mice.
It's mice. It's rodents.
Yep. I was watching something where they found droppings in one of those.
Yeah, they found rat turds in there.
Yep.
So you got to look. You got to look with things in a perspective to say what could actually be causing this. And you got to tell. You got to tell whenever you experience things. That's what I've learned this week, or this month. We're only doing once a month. Maybe, I don't know. We're talking about changing that.
Things we'll see how that plays out. I don't want to. We both have other projects. I don't want to overwhelm the other projects.
Right. So what else we got going on? Do you want?
Well, I thought I would share some of the stuff that's going on here lately.
Oh yeah, we talked about this last month.
Yeah. So after the last video we did, there has been some more stuff that's been happening. Some of it last night, as a matter of fact.
Well, really?
Yeah. So the first thing that happened that was kind of weird to me, and I don't know. I want to say it's an electrical thing, but it's never done it before, and it's never done it since. The light in our kitchen above the table. One night, my wife and I had put the kids to bed, and we're talking in there, and that light starts to kind of flash. It goes off and on, and then off and on, and then off and on. Like about that slow. And it's never done that before. It's never done it since. So I'm not putting 100% that it's paranormal, but it's definitely weird that it hasn't done it before or since.
What day was this?
This was last week. Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe. Some in that ballpark.
Okay. Well, Thursday, I mean, you're a mile away from where that train ran that tractor trailer off of the tracks.
Yeah.
And there's wires and telephone poles and stuff like that. I didn't see the security footage that I seen of that only went so much, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't see whether or not there's any damage to telephone, but I know the town well enough. I grew up here. I know the town well enough to know that stuff is right down the.
It's on the other side of the highway, though. On the other side of the road. There's none of that there.
Oh, okay.
It all hit, and it just took out some of the crossing guards. And whatnot.
Even still, you would experience that through the whole house, not in just one fixture.
See, and that's why I'm testing whether it's electrical. I'm going to tear it apart.
What else was going on around the house? You guys watching movies? What was happening?
No, we were watching. What were we watching? We were watching something on Netflix. I don't remember what it was now.
Bzz, bzz, bzz.
Oh, I know what it was. It was that Big Mouth. I don't know if you've seen that yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were watching that.
It's got Bill. No, it doesn't have Bill Burr.
It's
Maybe
got
it does.
Jim Mulaney.
Ah, there it is. Yeah.
Yeah, he's hysterical. I love him.
Bill Burr's on F is for Family. That's a good one too, folks.
I haven't seen that one.
Another adult cartoon, so to speak. Not
So I have to watch that one. So last night I heard, my wife and I both heard, even the cats heard it because they started watching upstairs. Somebody was walking from my daughter's room, who's right at the top of the stairs on the right hand side, walked from her room to my other daughter's room, which is across the hall, and then out of her room and down the hallway into where we're recording now. And my first thought was, gotta be a kid, right? Gotta be the kids, gotta be a cat. All 3 cats were downstairs.
What kind of cat you got that's going? You can hear from upstairs.
Dude, we've got a Himalayan. He's fat. He's about 20 pounds.
Is that Mr. Business?
Yeah, that big gray cat. He's huge. You will hear him when he's walking.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. That's why that was my first thought. But all 3 of the cats were downstairs. So I walk up here thinking I'm going to find a kid walking around up here trying to get a drink or trying to do something. All 3 of the kids were asleep. And both my wife and I heard it clear as day. It was footsteps of somebody walking. It was unmistakable.
Wow.
And yeah, so those are the 2 big ones that have happened. There's been doors shutting and stuff up here, but I don't count that because, I mean, we got vents and stuff for AC. I don't attribute much to those.
I don't know, man. I feel like you need to start. You got to get you a live stream going on of the Anger Studios.
I need to something. I want to get I'm going to do what Destiny suggested and put a recorder under my daughter's bed.
Okay.
I want to hear what's going on in there.
That or in here. I think in here because you guys don't. The only person that comes in here and really does anything is you.
Yeah.
So I would feel like this would be a place that, where there needs to be a kind of an eye that is not going to intrude on anyone really, and yeah.
Got that webcam. I might set that up to record one night and just leave it running.
Mm-hmm. Do a live stream.
We'll see.
From the Fringe Toast YouTube channel. I can show you how to set all that up.
We may have to do that one night. See what happens. That would be fun. I'd definitely do that.
You got Penny Royal. The Penny Royal podcast is going to be going live, I believe, October 21st. If you're a fan of Hellier, you should.
Oh.
Yeah, you
We're
should.
going to talk about that.
Huh?
I forgot we were going to talk about that.
Yeah, I wanted to hear what. So, folks, I introduced Matt to Hellier. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, stop right now and go check it out. At least watch a trailer and then come back to us. Wait a minute. No. Stay here. And
There'll be a link. We'll put a link.
He'll drop a link.
We'll definitely do that.
Sounds
It's worth the watch.
It's really fantastic. For real, I don't know how much in the way of paranormal it holds value. You
don't think so?
Well, I like the experiments that they do there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They use the Persinger helmet or God helmet. Some people call it God helmet. I think it even has one other name because there was 2 doctors that were working on the same technology together. Some people refer to each doctor. I don't know. I'm learning more about it because I want to build one. That's going to be.
That makes me nervous.
Why?
Because you're talking about electromagnetic pulses on your brain, man. You mess that up,
We've both done mind-altering things to our brain before.
I agree, but you're talking electromagnetic in something that's uses electricity to send the signals.
Mm-hmm. I'm okay with that.
Okay, I'll let you do it. I don't trust it.
You don't want to pretend. You don't want to do it.
Not till I watch you do it, and if you're not drooling on yourself after you take it off, I'll probably try it. But we'll see what happens after the fact.
Okay, I'll be the guinea pig. I'm the one building the thing.
That's what you're testing. If I was building, I'll test.
Okay.
I think that should be the rule. Whoever builds the device has to test the device.
I'm actually I'm getting someone else to help me build it too, who hopefully he's gonna. His name is Robert. We'll just call him Robert for right now. We call him something else, but we're just gonna call him Robert for right now. He's gonna be He is an engineer and a draftsman as well, and he's gonna be helping me put this thing together.
All right, well, if you're getting an engineer, I have a little bit more faith in it. that you and I building something that requires that much know-how.
Well,
Not that you're not a smart dude. I'm not saying that, but
yeah.
it makes me nervous.
Well, not that this guy has any kind of experience with, additionally to support the idea, like we're building a device that's going to be comfortable and a device that is meant to, is going to be, he's going to program it to do what I want it to do. Now, what I do with it thereafter is going to be my own fault, I suppose. But yeah, you guys will come along on the ride, or and I'll be sharing some of this stuff over at whomitmay.com and the Whom It May YouTube channel. So look out for that. But back to Hellier. Besides what it offers in regard to the paranormal, it has tenfold to add to the cinematography.
Yes.
And the way that Planet Weird and that whole team put this together, this series, it's a docu-series. It's got two seasons up right now. The way that they put this story together, you can't beat it. I mean, it's really phenomenal.
I will say it kind of inspired me, and I'm somewhat ashamed to admit this, but I went over the week and I bought a handheld tripod and an onboard mic for the phones.
Oh yeah,
for when we go out to do things, because I like the way they did that, where they kind of document the whole process, so to speak.
They talked about everything from how they produce the videos to what they're recording the stuff on. The first 2 or 3 episodes of the first season is all about why are we even going on this track, and how are we going to document it, introducing you to the team, so to speak. It's really beautiful. I dig it. I dig it a lot. I like the work that they've done. So,
real quick, if you haven't watched it yet, don't listen. I don't want to spoil it.
Spoil us.
But if you have watched it, stay here with us for a minute. What do you think? Is it goblins? Is it aliens? Is it something else? What are they tracking? What are they going to run into?
Matt has not finished the show.
I have not finished all of season 2 yet.
And as much as he is wanting me to,
I want to know.
He's giving me to disclose. I ain't doing it. I don't roll like that, man. I'm sorry. If the shoe was on the other foot, and I were in the middle of watching something like this,
I would never tell you a damn word. Not a single one.
And if you did, I would be angry. We'd be talking about this on an episode of that anger management crap. No, I got so frustrated with a friend of mine last week about he let the cat out of a bag right in front of somebody who was watching the show that he was letting the cat out of the bag about.
Yeah, okay.
I was so mad with him, and it wasn't even happening to me. I'd already seen what we were watching. It was another one of our friends. I got upset on his behalf. I was mad, but
okay. Well, let's touch on something different then.
Okay.
Are you a fan or a believer in synchronicity?
Absolutely. I think that I think there is a lot to be had for synchronicity and predestination, so to speak. And that's the only way I think synchronicity has any kind of value at all, is because you're predestined to continue down this path, so to speak.
So, as they say on the show, that synchronicity is sort of pointing you, and not pointing, I guess, more reinforcing the fact that you're going in the right direction. You're headed in the right path to find what it is you're looking for.
Right, or you're on the path that you're supposed to be on. Yeah, and there's a lot of people that believe that they're going through a ritual, so to speak.
That was the last episode I watched. Was him talking to the author of
Talking about Alan
the
Greenfield,
cipher. Yeah, the secret
cipher
cipher
of the euphonauts.
Yeah, which I got to get a copy of that book now.
Yeah, I tried to read it, man. It's got a lot of big words.
I don't mind big words.
Well,
I got a dictionary.
I'm a hooked on phonics kind of guy.
Well, that's what you do in a Kindle. Kindle will define the words for you right there on the thing.
Yeah, I've
that
got
part.
one of them. I've been reading the God Helmet Experiments, a book about the God Helmet.
You'll have to share that with me. I need to read that.
Yeah, $6.99 on. We need to get an Amazon link, because if we're going to be dropping stuff like this, we need to be able to tell people to go here and use this code
And support us buying more gear.
Yeah.
We need more stuff.
Right.
It's expensive. Especially go do mobile stuff like we're talking.
Yeah.
I know that Hellier, man, it's got me messed up. Unfortunately, I can only watch it when the kids are away and the wife is not there, because coming to find out, she's mad at me for watching it without her. I didn't know that. Thought she wasn't enjoying it the first time we watched it. That was my fault.
Look, if she's looking for something that's gonna hold, like a storyline to magically hold on to, she's not gonna dig it. But
It doesn't have that.
but the cinematography and the story isn't so much about the Kentucky Goblins. It's more so about the crew and the journey that they're going to be on.
Yeah.
That they are on currently, even still.
Are they still doing it?
Well, you really can.
I heard, and as I started getting into this, that there's supposed to be a season 3.
If there's any kind of weight in anything that they discuss, then you're never really done with the walk until your walk's done and you go wherever you go. But I don't think they've made anything public about a season 3. I would love to see a season 3, but until they finish with season 3 or come out with the season 3, I do have hope for Penny Royal. Penny Royal is going to be hosted by a Hellier, Kentucky resident.
Oh, really?
That they actually meet in the first season.
Okay, I'll have to check this out. It's another podcast launching, or is it YouTube?
It's a podcast.
Okay.
Now, whether or not they're going to have video to support it, like we're doing here, I don't know. There's a website, Penny Royal podcast, pennyroyal.com or pennyroyalpodcast.com. Just Google Penny Royal and
You'll find it. Somebody will find it.
click on the first link. But there's not the trailer is captivating. The trailer for
Really?
Okay. You need to check that out for sure. Also, I mentioned the fact that that new show, The Osbournes, I Want to Believe.
They're doing something Halloween night, I read. They're
Yeah.
doing a live something.
They're doing a live stream. They're doing, like, the whole Osbourne family is going to do a paranormal investigation.
Here,
I don't think Sharon's going to hope.
well, here's where I
if
struggle.
anything happens to Sharon, man, she's gonna lose it.
Well,
I'm really stoked about it.
if anything happens to Sharon, Ozzy might actually get to rest for a day. So, and that's where I struggle, because I'm an Ozzy fan. I love Ozzy. I've loved Ozzy since I was like 8. And it's hard to see him as anything other than the god of heavy metal. It breaks my heart to see
Him kind of fluffy and foo-foo.
Yeah, I don't. It's
Everybody's
hard.
got a real life, you know what I'm saying?
I get that, but he's not supposed to.
You can't be. Would you expect that Gene Simmons is in his makeup all the time?
Yes, that is how I pictured it in my head, and that's why I was always never a fan of Marilyn Manson. You'd see him in his stage outfit, and then he'd get off stage and put on a suit and tie and walk out. Like, you can't do that. You ruin the mystique.
What about the people from Slipknot?
Exactly. There's another one I have a problem with.
Well,
I can't. There's
they're
a
entertaining.
level of mystique that has to be kept in that, I think. And maybe it's my own insanity, we'll call it, for lack of a better term, that wants that.
So, I just a few minutes ago, earlier today, I got finished wrapping a podcast I did with Josh Storm and Jonathan. What is his last name? It's not really his last name. I'll just go ahead and tell you folks. It's not his last name. It's a character. It's a character that he plays. Gallows? Not Jonathan Gallows. What's another word for a gallows? Not gallows, but yeah, the noose. Henchman. Jonathan Henchman.
There it is.
That's a weird way for me to remember that, right?
It really is. That we went way around the block to get to that one.
Jonathan Henchman. So I did an interview with Josh Storm, another character that they play, and Jonathan Henchman. So I don't know if you know what the term kayfabe means. Do you know?
I don't.
So kayfabe is a term that used to be in professional wrestling where if maybe two wrestlers who were supposed to be like the good guy and the bad guy and they're against one another, if they're hanging out with one another and then someone like a civilian walked up, like a fan or whatever walked up, that one of them would say kayfabe. They'd whisper it and then they'd know, all right, we got to go back into the show. We can't be friends right now. And they put on a little bit, but you know, the majority of that has gone away now. But you want the kayfabe?
I do. I want, just like with like the paranormal shows that I watch. I know that they're real people. They've got real lives outside of that, but I like to think.
Well, I'm pretty sure that Zach Baggins probably wears his cargo pants to bed with it.
Probably. I wouldn't doubt it.
Everybody's always beating up on that man. Listen, he got money. He got the money from Travel Channel. That's one thing we can say.
Yeah, I will give him credit for that. He knows what he's doing to sell what he's doing. And that's what matters.
Right, and they've got a kabillion episodes to prove it. The Ghost Adventures or whatever. So this is folks. This is our Halloween special. You more than likely will not see us again until in November. But at Halloween night, there's supposed to be like a full moon, like a full harvest,
and we get an extra hour on Halloween night. I'm so mad. COVID. My wife and I had so many plans for Halloween night till COVID hit, and now.
So you think it's all canceled?
So far, that's what I keep hearing. It's what we were planning on doing is kind of canceled.
So Dia de Muerte is not being canceled, like the Mexican Festival of the Dead.
I mean, I would think not. I mean, I think COVID or not, if you're already on that side of the border is probably the wrong word. I should say the curtain is probably a better word for that. Please don't write me racist hate mail. I didn't mean that. Curtain.
Well,
I'm going to shut up because I think I'm going to get myself in way more trouble than I mean to right now.
Well, no.
I meant if you're already on that side of the curtain, if you're already dead, you're not concerned about COVID, is what I was trying to say.
Right.
And it came out wrong.
Well, morning, Dia de Muerte, the morning, it's the Day of the Dead, and it's more so for the people that are still here on Earth, and they're paying homage to those folks.
It is, but the theory is that is the one day where spirits can rise and walk amongst us. Is kind of the further into that. So that's what I meant. If they're already dead, they don't care about the virus.
I suppose.
Please don't write me hate mail. I didn't mean it the way it sounded.
Write it.
Please don't.
This is the second episode in a row.
Yeah.
That you've had to ask people not to write you hate mail.
I'm going to get it. It's coming. I know it. I'm going to keep saying things and putting my foot in my mouth. It'll keep happening.
Man, it's all good. I'd love to read what you have to say. I gotta tell you,
Send it to him. I don't want it.
you can send it to me. I don't care.
So
Send it to me for him,
there you go. That'll work.
and I'll read it to him next episode.
We'll read it on air. We'll record it. And yeah. Anyway, what are we doing next month?
I don't really have so much of an idea as to what our next month is supposed to look like.
I would love to, because you said it before about the Georgia Guidestones. There's supposed to be some news coming out with that.
Yeah, I need to dive into that a little bit.
Let's do that. Let's dive into that. Maybe we'll do, and this isn't set in stone, y'all. So if November comes and this isn't it, don't hate us. But I'd love to go down there, just check it out, kind of share with everybody, because we're only 2 hours from it, maybe 3. We're not far.
It's not bad at all.
I mean, that's a day trip.
Right. We could ride down there and kind of talk about what we find out. Maybe try to set up an interview with the person that has the news that I was talking about before. We'll just have to see.
So I think that's where we need to wrap for this one.
Okay.
Y'all stay tuned for next month. If you've got video of paranormal, you want to send it to us, I'd love to see it. If you've got video of UFO, send it. If you got Bigfoot videos, if you're in Georgia, I know Georgia's a big hot spot for that. Send us those. We've got, supposedly, a cryptozoologist that we're going to try to get on here, if I remember correctly. Was that you that was talking about that?
No.
That wasn't you.
I don't know a cryptozoologist.
Somebody I know somebody who does that, and I'll have to research.
One of the ladies that were with us during the investigation last Saturday mentioned that they have some activity over there.
Yeah.
So that could be interesting.
We may have to go check that out. Maybe that's what we'll do next month. We will look for Bigfoot.
I wanted to let you guys know that Matt has definitely been working really, really hard on FringeToast.com. There's a forum there, and you guys should go to the forum. And you know what? That would be a fantastic place for you guys to submit any kind of videos or pictures that you want to share with us. Let's talk about things. As a matter of fact, I posted yesterday for the first time in our forums about a show called BuzzFeed Unsolved Paranormal. They got 3 names.
Just confusing.
Which is a very entertaining show. It's on YouTube and Hulu, but it's worth a watch. They're very, very funny people. But I posted it on Fringe Toast because I hope that someone out there is willing to have a conversation with me about that. So
That'd be the place to do. Yeah, let's build that forum, guys.
How about the socials? Facebook.com/Fringe Toast.
/Fringe Toast 13, because oddly enough, somebody had Fringe Toast.
Oh.
I don't know how. And on the same thing with Twitter. Twitter, we're Fringe_Toast.
Fringe_Toast.
So,
I think there's a band called Fringe Toast. Maybe we need to talk to them.
There's actually a radio station I found that has that. They play the deep cuts of stuff, like the fringed music, if you will.
Wow.
I think that might be who has it. I don't know. Either way, you can find us Twitter, Facebook. I've got an Instagram going now.
At Bob Abercrombie on Twitter. That's going to be your best bet to get in touch with me. Or at Whom It May on Twitter and Facebook. Yeah.
Definitely go to the website, fringetoast.com. Post us there. Find us there. Until next month, y'all, hopefully you enjoyed it. If not, let us know. Let us know what y'all want to hear. Let us know what you guys are interested in seeing us do. I'm all for it.